Hey, what is up, guys? This is Adrian Ducal back at it again with the journey on personal finance. Moving forward to the topic, we've already discussed the basic um, information or details regarding equities and trading the stock market. Now we're going to discuss at least the tools that you're going to need in order for you to trade the Philippine stock market. These tools are not uh, specifically, needed in every trade, but these are the um, best tools that I've tried so far trading the Philippine stock market. We do have called Investagrams. Now, basically, Investagrams is a learning platform. It's a social media platform for um, investors or day traders. Basically, creating an account in Investagram is free. There are different plans on how to use it, or I mean the features that it comes with it. So we do have the free account. I'm currently using free account right now because I really don't need the extra stuff or extra information as of this moment because I'm not currently in the market at this month, but probably on December or next year. Um, you can actually check the prices for their plans. So you do have an option to use their services or charting platform, the social media platform, and learn some tutorials about the overall investing and stock market using their website for free or their platform for free. However, if you're needing to um, have more information about the so-called information they're offering, you can just get a subscription. Basically, these are the prices for their subscription. Um, I think they do have a much detailed. Okay, there we go. So we do have Investor Prime Plus, and Investor Prime Elite. So if you're an investor or a trader and you're needing to specifically know and get information on the specific stocks, they do have a terminal. These function actually provides specific information that you could use to, you know, make profit out of the market. They also offer backtesting tools, investor calculator to calculate your positions, investor jockey to specifically check the and analyze the numbers or volumes of the brokers or different brokers and different um, uh, volumes, the buy volume and selling volume of a particular stock. If the foreign is buying, or is it just local who's buying or selling, something like that. So these are some useful subscription tiers, which is 349 per month. You can do this annually, which saves you a lot, or 17% off, as they say. Monthly subscription would cost you a little bit more, but if you decided to stop the service or subscription, you can just do so, and still you can use the free version. So that's Investagram. The best thing about Investagram is that you can share information. Some are legitimate analysis, or some are legitimate technical analysis or fundamental analysis by some respectable YouTubers or day traders themselves. Basically, they are cold retail investors. We do have different parts. This seems like an or it does seem that this is like the news feed for Investagram. So you're basically able to see the different post or analysis of different traders or investors that you're following. You could also view multi-chart or just single chart. I think that's the only tools that are available. You can also check the watcher, but I'm not using this much. You could use watcher if you're watching a specific stock, waiting for it to dip in a certain level or rise in a certain level. You could set alerts for it. There are limit on the free service for Investor Watcher, but you could still use it even though your subscription is free or non-existent. So for different multiple charts, you could choose for chart to display different stocks, for example. Since Investor is actually using, um, I think this is TradingView that they're using. You could actually use tools to do channel lining. You could set up your own indicators like my setup right here. I'm actually using MACD or MACD. I'm also using RSI and stochastic. You can actually customize these in a specific parameters. So I've set up my RSI to the lower limit of 50 and upper limit of 70. What does that mean? So basically, if the RSI is actually or had crossed the 50 line and is pointing upwards or moving upward, that means that the stock price might go up and heading for a bullish um, trend. However, if the RSI line has actually crossed the line of 70, that means that the stock is overbought. That specifically means that price is at the peak at the same time that the price will go down at some point since it's overbought. Same thing with stochastic. These three indicators will confirm my technical analysis on the chart if so basically these are lagging indicators. These will going to just confirm my analysis on my chart on the technical analysis side. You could also use the SAR, which is these dotted lines, as an indicator. You could plot your own lines like I did. You could use this kind of thing to determine if the trend is bullish or bearish, something like that. So that's the gist for the Investagram. Basically, you could chat your followers or any members in Investagram. You could view their um, profiles just like this. So you could at least gather and read some of their own technical analysis or fundamental analysis in the market, just like this for George 10. Um, these are some of his technical analysis for some specific stocks. You could also post your own um, analysis and whatnot. You could bant, rant, or anything else. But the good thing is we can actually follow trend um, or rumors in the Investagram social media platform, because if you tag a specific stock and a specific exchange, PSE, which is the Philippine Stock Exchange, to be specific, ASEN stock, you could actually see the different posts regarding ASIN. So you can see here you can gauge the market using this way. They also have a V trade. You could basically use V trade to trade paper stock, which means that you could practice trading without losing any money. However, your buying and selling positions won't affect the price of the market. So if you're going to use VTrade, be realistic on the capital that you're using. So you could actually test if that capital can grow in a specific period of time that you're planning to. So that will be it. That's Investagram. Moving forward, which tools it is? It's Koyfin. So Koyfin do have specific pricing. You could use it for free, and these are the different prices and tier levels of their membership. However, if you're not that long-term investor, you can actually use the Koyfin for free, as I would recommend, because I'm using it for free. However, there are limited um, information, at the same time limited functionalities that you can access. However, it's still usable. If you want to read the features and whatnot for Koyfin, you could just go to their website. But I'm just going to log in and show you guys what's going on with Koyfin. So for fundamental analysis, Koyfin is a very useful thing because you can actually view different details of a stock. Let's say ASIN. It might take time to load. You can click the snapshot to check the overview, which is the you could be able to see the valuation, the price to earning ratio, EV, the EBITDA, price to book, market capitalization, total debt, cash flow investment, and other things or stuff like that. However, if you're truly into fundamental analysis, you could check the financial analysis. You could check the highlights. Again, these Koyfin might take time to load. You could be able to view the growth of the company. However, again, since we're using the free version for Koyfin, the data is actually limited. So it's only limited for 4 years. The current year or the current months trailing and the previous 3 years. So that would be fiscal year 2018 up until 2021, which is this year. So here you can actually see the different percentage of year over year growth, the gross profit margin. You could compare it, blah, blah, blah. The net income, capital, and such. Here comes the most important part, the income statement. So basically, this shows the current revenues, gross profits or gross profits, operating income and expenses and whatnot, and most importantly, the balance sheet. These list the assets, liabilities, and other supplemental items for a specific stock. You could use this to create a discounted cash flow model in order for you to be able to determine the intrinsic value of a stock and be able to project or show the forecast for the next 10 years. At the same time, determine the current fair value price of a stock for years to come. Cash flow, which is a much, it's an important thing to read. You're going to need all of this numbers and information or data uh, of a certain company in order for you to be able to evaluate a specific stock. So most of the time, these won't be needed by um, so-called retail investors. Most of the time, these are being used by junior analyst if a company is actually needing to merge in a specific company, something like that. So mostly the users of this platform is institutional investors, not retail investors just like us. However, again, as I've mentioned, if you're into long-term investment, not just looking at the technical analysis side, but you want to take a look at the fundamental side of the business, you could use Koyfin to do that. And if you're a little bit hardcore and really need to determine the future of a company, you could use discounted cash flow valuation model in order for you to forecast the price, the free cash flow, the revenue for the next 10 to 20 years. And so moving forward, so that's Koyfin. Um, Excel spreadsheet. So if you're dealing with the market, playing with the numbers is actually important. You could use simple calculators, but most of the time the brokerage platform do offer the analysis um, on site on their platform directly. So you don't need to pull up Excel spreadsheet and try to calculate the numbers at your own. However, if you're actually using one uh, broker or online brokerage like BDO Nomura, VPI Trade, Call Financial, or AAA Equities, and you also have some long-term positions and you have some stocks that you're trading or swing trading, for example. It's a good thing that you know what you're doing. At the same time, it's a good thing that you know how to compute this stuff and to analyze and play with the numbers. First off, we do have position size calculator. So position size calculator actually falls to the risk management stuff, but in order for us to check the tools first, so I've set an example. For example, you have a capital of 40,000. You've set the risk per trade or the percentage risk per trade to 3.90%, essentially 4%. So in every trade, you're risking, to be specific amount, you're risking 1,560. You could also set your percent target price, the uh, percentage of stop loss. We're going to talk the target price, determining the target price, and determining your stop loss level on the next video. But yeah, so these are the simple stuff. Don't be bothered by this because this is just a reference in order for us to calculate the um, number of shares that we could buy. So this is the board lot. Um, so position size calculator. So for example, you want to buy a stock of ASIN, an entry price of 1268. So I've already made the calculator. I'm going to post the link on the description so you could tinker with it, play with the number and stuff, or download it, study on how it's being calculated. But yeah, so position size calculator is basically a tool that you could use in order for you to minimize the risk that you're dealing with. So just like here on the screen, as an example, you want to buy a stock of ASIN on 1268 price. So these automatically calculates the target price, the selling price that you'll need to meet. So basically, if the price reached 1433 or exceeded 1433, you could sell at that point. For stop loss, this is the level that you're going to cut your losses. So, for example, you buy the stock price for 12.68, the price is going down, and you want to minimize your loss at about 4%. So, in order for you to do that, you need to set a stop loss, which is 12.17. So, once the price hit 12.17, you actually need to cut your losses, meaning you need to sell your current position, even though you're going to lose at least 4% of your current position, and you can just re-enter in a much, a much better position or price at that point in time. So these calculator actually provides a specific number of shares that you could buy, um, comparable to the capital that you have. So I've actually set this computation or calculation to maxed out the capital. So as you can see, the example or the sample capital is 40K, and you want to buy 1268, or you want to buy ASIN at the price of 1268. These recommend you to buy 3100 shares. That would cost you 39 4 to 1. So risk reward ratio. What is a risk reward ratio? Basically, risk reward ratio tells you the amount of risk that you're taking, at the same time the amount of reward that you're going to get. So here in this trade, for example, you want to buy ASIN, or you want to buy 3100 shares of ASIN at the price of 1268. The risk reward ratio is 1 to 3.3. So what does that mean? So the basic analogy is that you're betting that you're going to lose 1 peso in order for you to gain 3.3 pesos. So if you're going to compute that relative to the share that you want to buy, the risk is that you're going to lose 1600, almost 1600. However, even though you're risking a 1600 to lose, you're still going to get 4900 reward in return if your analysis or if your position actually go in a right way. So the net cost actually shows you the uh, uh, net cost, which already accounted the let's unhide the column here. So net cost already accounted the fees um, of the purchase. So net cost actually accounted the commission of the online brokerage, the value added tax, the SCCP fees, and this is the total fee. So this is the current market value if you're going to buy the shares of ASIN in a specific price. However, you actually need to take account of the fees that you're going to incur in buying that stock. So that's just the net cost. So having this tool actually makes your life easier. So you could size your positions on the fly. If you didn't pre-screen some stocks before the market opens, you could use this. You could also use this during the pre-screening, so you could at least prepare the position that you're going to take. At the same time, you know the exact stop loss, so you could minimize the risk. Since day trading actually emphasizes protecting your capital, at the same time, gaining money at some point. So that's the basic gist of position size calculator. We're going to talk more about the um, a position size calculator on the upcoming video. So this is just showcasing the tool that we could use to, manage the risk in our investment or trading. Moving forward to the tool that would be the trade, you know, portfolio tracker or trading journal. So we could actually combine these two. So this is just an example journal or portfolio tracker tool that I've made. Um, I think way back in 2018 when I started. So these actually is a manual tool for me, so we could track the performance of my portfolio. So let's make an example. So I'm currently using BDO Securities, which is back then it's called or named BDO Nomura. Um, so for example, I want to buy ASEN or ASEN Energy or AC Energy Corporation. So this is a growth category. We actually picked ASIN due to the growth of the company. That's a buy. I think ASIN is an industrial company for its sector. Let's check. Let's double check it out. Uh, yep, sector is industrial. So, for example, buy date is oh, it's November 3. Um, with the use of our position size calculator, enterprise is 1268, shares of 3100. Oh, 3100. And let's see the current price for ASIN. 1220. Okay. Shares is 3100, buy price is 1268. Stop loss. Let's make a relative example. For example, we bought the ASIN at 1201. Buy price is 1201. 1201. Let's adjust that to 32 or 3200. Stop loss is set at 1153 and target price 1357. 57. So risk reward ratio is 1 to 3.25 or 1 to 3. So for the risk reward ratio. So these actually tracks the last or closing price of a stock. It shows you the risk reward ratio, the um, current net value if you want to sell your position. It also shows you the net cost accounting the different fees after you bought the stock. It also shows you the percentage of profit and loss and the unrealized profit and loss. Once you sell your position, that's the only time that the realized profit and loss will going to take account. So for example, the example capital on the position size calculator is 40K. So that's 40K. So if you buy that stock, that would automatically calculate the total cost um, of the stock. This would provide you the current remaining balance of the portfolio or the capital that you have for this specific portfolio. So once you sell that position, that would automatically calculate that one too. So the good thing with regards to this, you could use different, or you could put different corporate nickel. I'm not too sure about the name. NKL. Nickel Asia Corporation. Corporation. If you're into medium to long-term trading, you could actually use this. For example, let's make an example out of it. Perhaps we could use, yeah, okay. For example, you bought at what? 549. 549. Sorry. It's 549 shares 2000. It would cost you 11, so let's make the capital 60, for example. So last trading price is 548. So these would actually show you the average profit and loss of your current position, realized and unrealized, something like that. So basically, this is just a tool to monitor your um, specific portfolio because you could actually use one broker and have different positions for it. You have some stocks that are positioned as long term. You have some stock that you want to trade in and out or swing trade within a week or two. You also have REITs portfolio. So this is a good tool to segregate the different stocks that you have if you're using one um, broker, you might say. So yeah, there we go. These are the different tools that I'm using, proven that is working since I've been using this since 2018. I actually made the portfolio tracker based from numerous research way back on 2018. I made the position size calculator way back on 2019 after suffering some loss on my day trading because I'm day trading on the fly. I didn't set up any stop loss. I don't know the specific stop loss of my position at the time, so I made this calculator to make this easy. This is by any means an original rendition or an original calculator or tracker of mine. These came from different websites. I just combined some things, took out the unnecessary stuff since some are focused on US trading and investing. So I incorporated the things that we need here in Philippine Stock Exchange, and at the same time took account on the current um, fees for the brokerage that I'm using, which is BDO Securities. So if you're using different brokerage, you could just check the um, formula, change the percentage of the commission of the online brokerage, so you could match the a record that you have on your online trading platform to your tracker and position size calculator. All right, so that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be pasting the links for these two tools. I'll going to make this public so you could download it, play around with it, try it at home while doing virtual trading if you wanted to use it. So yeah, please share and subscribe. We'll be posting next video is for risk management, and you know analysis will going to come last since these are some lengthy topics. All right, guys, thank you so much. Take care.